Hello, Shalom Aleichem. We have some learning, and this learning is L'Zecher Nishmas Reb Aryeh Meir ben Reb Simcha Zecharna Levracha, who has his yahrzeit this Shabbos. So it's I met his brother. Soll sein gesund. You should be well, Reb David. And he has a very nice nephew also. Very nice nephew. Soll sein gesund. Sollen sie sein gesund. They should be well. And anyway, this is from the Sefer Kol Rum, a Bastion of Faith by Rav Moshe Feinstein, and this was put together by Rabbi Avram Fishelis, Zechron of the Recha. So anyway, let's take a look at it right now. Bo. This is Bo, the Parshas of Bo. This month shall be to you the beginning of months. The first shall it be to you of the months of the year. So Hashem is saying that the month of Nisan should be the beginning of the month. It has to be very chashuv to us. It's very chashuv, and let's take a look in the Torah. See in the Chumash. Here, 1 minute, 1 moment. Vayomer Hashem El Moshe v'El Aharon b'Eretz Mitzrayim Lemor. Hashem said to Moshe and to Aaron, b'Eretz Mitzrayim, in the land of Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt, Lemor. HaChodesh hazeh lochem rosh chodoshim. This month should be for you Rosh Chodoshim, the beginning of all the months. This is the year is. It's the beginning of the Chashuv, and it's Rosh Chodoshim. This is where we start the months by Nisan, when the Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, out of Egypt. Rishon hu lachem l'chadshei hashana. Rishon hu lachem l'chadshei hashana. This should be the first to you, l'chadshei hashana, of the months of the year. So let's see what it says in the Sefer Kol Rum. Let's take a look. This month shall be to you the beginning of months. The first shall it be to you of the months of the year. 12:2. So we just looked at Shemos, Yud Beis, Perik Yud Beis, and the second pasuk. Rashi comments that the verse does not depart from its plain meaning, and Hashem told Moshe that the month of Nisan will be the first in the order of the number of months. The month of Nisan will be the first in the order of the number of months. We must understand why this month is given preference in the order of months. The answer is a basic one. There are two levels of belief that the person must have. Firstly, he must believe that Hashem created the world. This fact is held by many people to be true, and even the intelligent Gentiles do not foolishly think that the system and order of the universe can be attributed to an accident, quote, accident. So in other words, we have to believe that Hashem created the world. That's the first thing. Hashem created the world. Nevertheless, we must constantly have a reminder to strengthen the faith within us, and that is the purpose of Shabbos. But we also have to realize that Hashem is has his hashgacha, is running the world and the universe also. Not only it's that he created it, and he has the hashgacha, he has the supervision, the constant supervision also of the world. Nevertheless, we must constantly have a reminder to strengthen the faith within us, and that is the purpose of Shabbos. The Shabbos, that on the seventh day Hashem rested. The second level of belief, which unfortunately is not prevalent among the masses, is that Hashem constantly regulates and sustains the world. That he has hashgacha. So that he's always watching over what's going on in the world. The second level of belief, which unfortunately is not prevalent among the masses, is that Hashem constantly regulates and sustains the world. He is not merely a watchmaker who then left the watch to function by itself, but rather he is always maneuvering world events to fit in with his divine plan. Even many of the better people have not truly reached this spiritual plateau. In other words, that we should realize that Hashem constantly regulates and sustains the world. So even many of the the quote-unquote better people have not truly reached this spiritual plateau, for if they did, then their actions would be of a different nature, and they would not think that all is solely dependent on their own deeds. Whatever we have is because of Hashem. Hashem helps us. It's not kochi v'yotzim yodi also lias achayel hazeh. It's not my own power and my strength that brought me this success. It's that Hashem helped us to do these things. And so if even many of the better people have not truly reached this spiritual plateau, for if they did, then their actions would be of a different nature, and they would not think that all is solely dependent on their own deeds. It's because of what Hashem is always doing for us, is constantly doing for us. This lesson was clearly illustrated to us in the month of Nisan, when Hashem took us out of Egypt and performed countless miracles for the Bnei Yisrael. So that's Nisan, the month of Nisan, when Hashem took us out of Egypt and performed countless miracles for the Bnei Yisrael. All could readily testify that Hashem was guiding the destiny of the Jewish people. So in other words, since Hashem gave us all of these miracles and signs, so we know that it is not by accident. We know that there's a manhig, a supervisor of what's going on. So all could readily, which happened on Nisan. And so that's why Nisan should be for us the first of the months of the year, the first, Rosh Chodashim. So all could readily testify that Hashem was guiding the destiny of the Jewish people. This thought is of prime importance, and therefore the month of Nisan is counted first among the months. Here's another pasuk. And you shall say, this is a paschal sacrifice to Hashem, who skipped over the Jewish homes in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, and he saved our houses, and the people bowed and prostrated themselves. So let's take a look in the Chumash again. Take a look in the Chumash. 1 minute. So this is 12:27. One moment. So 12:27. One moment. We'll be there in a minute. 12:27. Chaf Zion. V'hoyo ki yomru aleichem b'neichem mo ha'avodo hazos lochem. And it shall be, v'hoyo ki yomru aleichem b'neichem mo ha'avodo hazos lochem. And it shall be, when your children say to you, what is this custom, what is this work that you are doing? V'amartem. You should say, Zebach Pesachu LaHashem, Asher Posach Al Botei B'nei Yisrael. That's the top line. You should say, Zebach Pesachu LaHashem. This is the Pesach, the Paschal sacrifice to Hashem. Asher Posach Al Botei B'nei Yisrael, B'Mitzrayim, who passed over the Bnei Yisrael in Mitzrayim, B'Nagfu es Mitzrayim, when he smote the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians, but the Yidden, the Jewish people, were spared. Hashem passed over. V'esboteinu hitzil, and our houses hitzil, he saved. Vayikod ha'am vayishtachavu. Vayikod, and the people bowed down, they prostrated themselves, and they bowed down to Hashem. Vayelchu b'nei Yisrael kasher tzivu Hashem es Moshe v'Aharon kein osu. And they went, Vayasu, and Vayasu b'nei Yisrael, and the b'nei Yisrael did kasher tzivu Hashem es Moshe, like Hashem said to Moshe. V'Aharon kein osu. So they did. Kein osu. So they did. Okay, so let's see this next. Let's see what it says in the Sefer Kol Rum, Bastion of Faith, about this pasuk. And you shall say, this is the Paschal sacrifice to Hashem, who skipped over the Jewish homes in Egypt. He skipped over the Jewish homes in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, and he saved our houses, and the people bowed and prostrated themselves. So he skipped over the Jewish homes, he spared the Jewish homes when he smote the Egyptians, and he saved our houses, and the people bowed and prostrated themselves. 12:27. Rashi comments that they bowed because of the announcement about the redemption, entrance into Eretz Yisrael, and of having children. We must understand this comment. Was there any doubt to the Jews that their generations would continue? Surely they would have children. However, they knew they would have children, but the question was whether the children would follow in the ways of their fathers or not, whether they would continue in the halachos, the Masorah of the Torah, like the fathers before them, the parents before them. Only those who trod in the path of their ancestors can really be called children. And this was the promise that they received here, and which thrilled them so much. So this was that they would have children, and the children would be going in holding true to the Torah, to the Avos, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Only those who trod in the path of their ancestors can really be called children, and this was the promise that they received here, and which thrilled them so much. We must understand this interpretation in the light of the fact that this verse refers to the evil son in the Haggadah. In the Haggadah, there's the evil son. In other words, the Rasha. There's the Chacham, the wise son, the Rasha, the one that doesn't do things good, and then Tam and She'enu Yodei Lishol. So this pasuk is referring to the Rasha, the evil son of the Haggadah. That's what this pasuk. However, as long as there is a Torah and Chachma, HaTorah, to lead and inspire the world, then we must not fear that there exists an evil son, for he will easily be put back on the right path. So let's see this again. As long as there is Torah and Chachmei Torah to lead and inspire the world, then we must not fear that there exists an evil son, for he will easily be put back on the right path. In other words, we shouldn't fear that there's a son that's a Rasha is doing things in a bad way, because there's the Torah and the Chachmei HaTorah, the people that know the Torah and can give Musar and get people back, give good lessons, so they will easily be put back on the right path. Therefore, we must rejoice with all children and not reject any of them. We have to rejoice with all the children. Don't say this is a boy that's not good, and not reject any of them. We should rejoice with all of the children and do the best we can to be mekarev them, to help them out with all the children and not reject any of them. For as long as there are good ones to serve as models and to ask questions of Jewish law, there is room to be proud. This is the job of our yeshivos, to educate and inspire the future generations. This is very important. This is the job of our yeshivos, to educate and inspire the future generations. We must be proud of our achievements, but at the same time, we must not lose sight of some neglected responsibilities and strive to correct them. We have to try to help everyone out, to pick everyone up and help everyone out. So we have to try to help also all of the children the best we can. Okay, and let's take a look at the part of the Sefer we're talking. This is Bastion of Faith by Rabbi Avram Parshas, Zichrono Livracha, which is his. He took the drushos of Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, and he put them on the Parshas Hashavua, and he put them in this Sefer. And in Hebrew, the Sefer is called Rum, but in English, it's Bastion of Faith. Thank you very much. Yeshua's and Refuah's sein gesund, and Shabi and Elias Neshama to Reb Aryeh Meir ben Reb Simcha Zichrono Livracha, and his yahrzeit is going to be this Shabbos. Thank you very much. Kol Tov, be well.